It doesn't make noise, it doesn't warn you. And by the time you notice it, years have already been stolen. Most people think their income is the problem, but the truth is far darker. There's something inside your daily routine, your thinking patterns, your comfort zones that's quietly destroying your financial future. And today you are going to see it for the first time. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt genuinely uncomfortable? Not stressed, not anxious, but truly out of your depth. Doing something that made your heart race because you didn't know if you could pull it off. Most people avoid that feeling like poison. And that's exactly the problem. Here's the psychology. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. It wants predictability, safety, the same coffee shop, the same route to work, the same people, the same salary negotiations you never have. Because, well, you don't want to rock the boat. Think about someone named Marcus. He worked the same marketing job for 6 years. Good guy, talented. But every time an opportunity came up to pitch a new idea, lead a project, or speak up in meetings, he stayed quiet. Not because he was incompetent, but because staying quiet felt safe. He told himself he was being humble, professional, smart. But here's what was really happening. His comfort zone was shrinking. Every time he chose safety over growth, his psychological boundaries got tighter and tighter. Until one day, a younger colleague with half his experience got promoted. Why? Because that person was willing to be uncomfortable, to be seen, to risk looking foolish. Marcus wasn't losing because of his skills. He was losing because his comfort zone had become a cage. And the lock, he installed it himself. This is the silent killer, not laziness, not lack of intelligence. It's the quiet decision to stay comfortable when growth demands discomfort. Now let's go deeper. Because there's another layer to this that most people never recognize. You are waiting for permission. Permission to start that business. Permission to ask for the raise. Permission to believe you are capable of more. And here's the brutal truth. That permission will never come. The psychology behind this is fascinating. As children, we learn to wait. Wait for the teacher to call on us. Wait for our parents to approve. Wait for someone in authority to tell us we are ready. That conditioning doesn't just disappear when you become an adult. Let me tell you about Sarah. She spent 3 years developing a product idea. 3 years. She had the prototype. She had the market research. She even had potential customers asking when they could buy it. But she kept waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting to feel more prepared. Waiting for someone to validate her decision. One afternoon, she saw a nearly identical product launch. Someone else had the same idea. But they didn't wait for permission. They just moved. Sarah was devastated. But here's what she realized. The person who launched wasn't smarter, wasn't more qualified. They just had one thing. She didn't. The psychological freedom to move without external validation. Think about this. In your own life, how many ideas have you had that are still just ideas? How many conversations have you avoided? How many opportunities passed by while you waited to feel ready? The silent killer isn't lack of opportunity. It's the internal need for permission that never arrives. Successful people don't wait to feel ready. They decide they are ready, and then they prove it through action. Your comfort zone whispers, "Not yet." And every time you listen, you reinforce the pattern. The cage gets smaller, the walls get thicker, and time keeps moving forward, whether you do or not. Here's where it gets interesting. Let me introduce you to a concept that changed everything for someone you might know. His name is David Goggins. Now, before he became known for extreme endurance, he was 300 pounds, working a dead-end job, and spiritually broken. But one day he discovered something profound. He called it the 40% rule. The idea is simple, but devastating. When your mind tells you you are done, you are actually only 40% done. Your brain creates a psychological threshold to protect you. It screams stop long before you actually need to stop. It's a survival mechanism. But in modern life, it's not protecting you. It's limiting you. This applies to everything, not just physical endurance. Your finances, your career, your discipline. Think about the last time you wanted to have a difficult conversation with your boss. Or the last time you thought about starting something new. What stopped you? Not your actual capability. It was a psychological threshold. A false ceiling your mind constructed. Goggins rewired his entire psychology by pushing past that threshold. Not recklessly, but deliberately. Every time his mind said, "I can't," he proved it wrong. Not in one big moment, but in thousands of small moments. 5 more push-ups. 1 more mile. one more uncomfortable conversation. And here's the pattern. Every time you push past your psychological threshold, it moves, not permanently, but it expands. Your capacity grows. Not because you gained new skills, but because you removed the artificial limits your mind had placed on you. Most people never discover this. They live their entire lives operating at 40%, wondering why others seem to achieve more, wondering why opportunities pass them by. The truth, those people aren't superhuman. They just learn to recognize the silent killer. That voice that says, this is enough, and they stopped listening to it. The wealth gap isn't just about money. It's about psychological capacity. Some people have expanded their thresholds, others have accepted them as walls. So here's what nobody wants to hear, but you need to hear it. The silent killer isn't external. It's not your boss. It's not the economy. It's not your circumstances. It's the voice in your head that sounds like reason but operates like fear. Every successful person you admire had the same voice, the same doubts, the same comfort zone. The difference? They developed a relationship with discomfort, not tolerance, not endurance. A relationship. They learned that discomfort is information. It's showing you exactly where your growth lives, the conversation you are avoiding. That's where your next opportunity is. The idea that scares you, that's where your breakthrough lives. That decision that makes you nervous, that's the threshold. Your comfort zone will never voluntarily expand. It requires pressure, deliberate, consistent pressure from the inside out. And every day you choose comfort over growth, the silent killer is working, stealing time, stealing potential, stealing the life you know you are capable of living. This isn't about being reckless. It's about being honest. Honest about what's really holding you back. And it's almost never what you think it is. So what now? Tomorrow morning, you will wake up and you will have a choice. The same choice you have had every day. But now you see it clearly. You can choose the comfortable path, the same routine, the same psychological boundaries, the same results. There's no judgment in that. But there's also no growth. Or you can choose differently. One uncomfortable conversation, one decision you have been avoiding, one small step past your threshold. Not a massive leap, just one degree of discomfort. Because here's the final truth. The silent killer only wins if you don't see it. But now you do. You see the comfort trap. You see the permission paralysis. You see the invisible threshold. And seeing it changes everything. Your financial growth isn't limited by what you know. It's limited by what you are willing to become. And becoming requires discomfort. Daily, deliberate, uncomfortable action. The silent killer is counting on you to forget this video by tomorrow. To slip back into comfort. To wait for permission. To stop at 40%. Don't give it that power. The cage only exists if you believe in the walls. And those walls? They were never real. They were just thoughts you have been repeating for years. So tomorrow, when that voice whispers, stay comfortable, you will know exactly what it is. The silent killer. And you will make a different choice. Because growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens one uncomfortable decision at a time.